Something big is happening just south of the Caribbean. And if reports are true, we might be hours or days away from the first U.S. military strike on Venezuelan soil. Recent reports suggest that President Trump's administration has selected Venezuelan military installations as potential targets. The attack could happen at any moment. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, do it now so we can continue bringing you in-depth coverage of breaking stories worldwide. For weeks, Washington has quietly built up its presence across the region. What started as a counter-narcotics mission has now turned into the largest U.S. military deployment in the Caribbean since the Cold War. We're talking about aircraft carriers, destroyers, submarines, all moving into position. The USS Gerald R. Ford, the world's largest carrier, is already on its way, expected to arrive between November 12th and 17th. Around it, more than 8 destroyers, the USS Newport News submarine, and a full amphibious squadron. In the skies, F-35s and B-52 bombers are flying out of Puerto Rico. Surveillance drones are patrolling Venezuela's northern coast. On the ground, roughly 10,000 U.S. troops are stationed in Puerto Rico, backed by special operations aviation units that could move in within hours. Officially, Washington says it's about dismantling what they call terrorist cartels, networks like the Tren de Aragua, recently designated under the 2001 Patriot Act. But analysts warn the mission now looks much broader than just drugs. According to intelligence reports, U.S. planners are mapping out precision strikes on ports, warehouses, and even leadership targets. So-called decapitation operations using drones or Tomahawk missiles. Inside Venezuela, the picture is bleak. The armed forces, once one of South America's largest, are now described as disorganized and under-equipped. Air defenses are still active, but many systems are outdated or damaged. Experts say a full invasion isn't on the table. There simply aren't enough troops for that. What we're more likely to see is a limited campaign, fast, targeted, and mostly from the air. So, why now? Well, partly politics. Trump's team wants to show strength in the hemisphere, but it's also strategy. With global attention divided elsewhere, Washington sees an opening to pressure Caracas and maybe reshape the regional balance of power. And beyond all that, there's something more symbolic, proving that the U.S. still calls the shots in its own backyard. But let's be clear, if this escalation happens, the consequences could ripple far beyond Venezuela. Oil markets could shake, trade routes could freeze, and millions of people already struggling with shortages and inflation might face a new humanitarian crisis. Still, as the Pentagon likes to say, capability signals intent. And right now, all the signals are there. The assets are in place. The intelligence groundwork is done. So the real question isn't if the U.S. will strike, it's when. And amid all this, communication becomes critical. That's where companies like Languages Unlimited play a vital role. With more than 25 years of experience in certified document translation services, they help governments, media, and humanitarian agencies share information accurately. From defense reports to humanitarian briefings, our certified Spanish to English translation services are trusted across the globe, including by those seeking reliable certified translation services in New York City and beyond. Because in the end, information, just like diplomacy, depends on language. And in times like this, clarity can make the difference between chaos and understanding. So, as the U.S. fleet edges closer to Venezuelan waters, one question remains. When will the first missile fly? And what will the world look like the day after? If you want to stay informed about what happens next, make sure to subscribe. This story is only getting started.